Hello, 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 welcome. Let's do a bit of work on 05 today. Let's hope to finish it. So what I would want to do today is finish the remaining validation errors, and then that's good enough, I'd say, for 05. I swear I want to find where we have runtime only used, because I want to remove that as a property. I don't think it adds anything that helps in any way. Because I think yeah, the attribute is just not what I imagined it to be, or like as useful as I thought it would be. Because you can achieve the same with transient and hidden. That was basically the same. So yeah. Is it Billy? Oh, that didn't work. Oh. What? Exactly. And I'm probably in component generator we have. Yeah. So for that we probably I want to change that. So I think it would be that. Now we change that. I mean, if it's hidden, then it shouldn't even be. I mean, it shouldn't even be a thing, right? Hey, it's going okay. A bit tired. Yes, like yesterday I had a headache. Today I slept half of the afternoon because I was tired. So, no, I don't think so. Don't think I'm sick. Just needed a break, I guess. A little bit. Visibility. Is it written like that? I hope it is. Or actually visibility. Is it? How do I do an enum again? God damn it. Oh, I need a type as well. Okay. I'm not sure if I want to combine them, but potentially. Something like that. I'm not sure yet what the visibility flag should be. But then basically I mean, maybe it's just getting that, and that toString should already be good enough, probably. I don't know. We don't use it currently, so it doesn't really matter. You can do that for now. And then scope name. Oh, would be that. That doesn't really work, but kinda like that. Runtime only. I don't think I need that flag anymore. It would actually go in here. What was that? Oh yeah, I can remember. That's it. Okay, so those are non-transient, that makes sense. And that one... Yeah, I mean, it has editor components, it's fine, I guess. In that sense. Does that build? No. Visibility could not be found. In visibility CS. What? It's right there. Oh well, not really. If you mistype, doesn't work. And then 410. Okay. And I think if I build that, it should regenerate, hopefully. Now we can submit all of those changes. Oh no, there's 2 more components that I wanted to move to the new component generation. Then we can submit everything and focus on the remaining. Yeah, okay. And it still works. Why this doesn't work? Why does that one over? Probably because of the visibility stuff, right? So ID component itself. Well, no, its marked as hidden. ID. Shouldn't you be... Why does it not find those? Actually, probably in editor. So that one is empty. What? So where does it get it from? Oh, but maybe... No, maybe it's a code bug. I mean, for sure it's a code bug, what am I saying? But maybe it's a bug in the panel itself. When we build our component menu, yeah, probably that one is gone, right? We don't do that anymore. don't do that anymore. And then yeah, we basically have to do it before here, right? Well, I mean, I guess we could do it here. Can as well. No, I wouldn't say so, but to be honest, I didn't look too much into them, but the one in Snowdrop, it was very much what you find online, I would say. Slight tweaks here and there, but most of them use the Disney BRDF kind of thing. So I'd say it's pretty similar to what you find. What you find in other places. There is only so much you can. I mean, most of it is like publicly available, so there's not really a reason to do anything super fancy with that, because you want to have it like as close to realistic as possible. And yeah, exactly. I guess he means like different BRDF functions and stuff like that, because there's a couple of different types of how you do physically based rendering. I forgot the exact names for all of them, but yeah. Basically, if our UI property inspector is type registered for the component meta, which one are we actually? Runtime ID here. If that is false, then we continue. How difficult is that? I would say not too hard. I mean, especially if you use OpenGL or something like that to get a way easier to the rendering, not needing the whole setup for Vulkan. Although with Work, if you use Work, then I think it's fairly easy as well. Because Work is a thing that makes it quite easy to set up a Vulkan environment nowadays, I would say. If I would start a fresh project, I would use it probably. It basically, it's a couple of functions compared to like all the different things that you need. I mean, you still need to have all the options, so probably OpenGL is still easier. And then I wouldn't say it's too hard, because PBR is not, I can show you my PBR stuff, it's not like the basic PBR thing is like super simple. It's like one shader basically. Where is it? So of course in Onyx, and then data, shaders. And then I'm not sure anymore. Includes probably. Maybe it's in lighting? Yeah. So those functions are basically set in stone. That's how your BRDF is basically defined. There's different versions. I used this Schlick something BRDF. I'm not quite sure anymore what the name is, but it's very, very, like, if you Google for it, this is the most common one, I would say. And then this BRDF function is pretty much set in stone as well, because you don't really want to change that. Otherwise it doesn't look physically correct anymore. So those 4 functions, you kind of have to just copy paste. I mean, it would be good if you understand them, basically copy paste, because there's not really any freedom to change. And then it's just calling it for your light sources and your materials, this BRDF function. And that's about it. So it's really just this one shader. Because there's already some debug stuff. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward, I would say. You can as well look it up on Shader Toy. You probably find a bunch of examples there. And they are all very, very similar. Eh? How did I... Okay, no, that's not it. Oh. It's component tree. Oh, that's what it was, I guess. Maybe I split out. Or maybe that was the runtime only check. I think I want to have that slightly different. Need a new attribute. I mean, that could be the runtime only. Maybe I'll revive it again. I don't know. Okay. Well, that makes sense to some extent. Yeah, then I have like a couple of things that I don't want to see now. Makes sense. Maybe that would be the thing for runtime only. That it's flagged, that it's not that you're not able to add it on demand. Maybe we bring that back then. Or do we find a better name for that? It's basically a component that only gets created in code. Maybe CPP only? But I mean, everything is CPP, so maybe that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because my editor is in CPP as well. No, I guess in that sense, maybe runtime only makes the most sense. And now what we do is we go back to field of course, where yeah, component and or field. Okay. And then based on that, in the component generator, I'd say we bring back that. What we do is runtime owned basically instead of is editor, or she is hidden or something like that, because the hidden is now something completely different. And if we are runtime only, we never basically show it. But we cannot add it. That's the only thing. It doesn't say anything about visibility. It's just about the addition to the entity. It cannot be added by a user. Can only be added by the code. Okay. Then we go here. We bring back that. Okay, so that would be that. Then we can do here, if it is runtime only, we continue. Why is transient here? Oh, if it's transient. No, I would say that doesn't have anything to do with that part. Although it would kind of make sense, right? But I guess if it's transient, it makes as well sense. That we cannot do it, I think. Let's see. Not sure which component I now need to mark here, but we will find out. Oops. Okay, so sphere component fine, that is fine. General. Yeah, ID I don't want to see. Editor name I don't want to see. So I'm wondering. ID. ID is maybe only marked as hidden, right? Yeah. Which makes sense, but I think it's runtime only. And then editor name probably as well. Name component. It looks kinda weird, runtime only, editor only. Maybe I need a better name for that. Because that looks a bit sus, I'd say. Okay. That looks good. Perfect. I think all of that looks fine. That is nice as well. I don't think I have a volume graph exactly, so I think that's fine. This one we currently don't have a visualizer for, which is fine as well. Okay, let me think. The last bits and pieces would be the other three components. And one other thing, yeah, okay, and then we're done. Yeah, more or less, yeah. Yes, I would say so. The queue is taken though. The queue was inspired by, I think there's even a link in the source for it. I hope I did that. Log free. Yeah, so the queues are taken from here, which is a very, well, okay, that doesn't work anymore, it seems like, cool. But maybe we can look for that. Not sure. Probably not the same. No. Yeah, I guess I would need to. That unfortunate that that source doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. All of them are taken from that source basically. But yeah, the thread pool I mostly came up with myself, plus the async task and worker. I think there was a reference for the, or like a similar implementation somewhere where I took inspiration from for the thread pool. But I can't remember anymore. But yeah, the async task group and the async task I basically came up with myself. Wait, the async task group, does it even exist still? I don't think it does. I think that's a dead thing. Not even sure why that even is a thing. I think I wanted to add that eventually, but never did. So might as well delete it now. But we might end up soon in that territory again when we do gameplay, which I hope is soon. Source definitions. Okay, I didn't even have it referenced there. Okay, that explains it. Anyways, I wanted to this one. Is that even used? Volume source render data component. I don't think that's used, or because don't I in the panel which one primitive? If I would use it, it would be here, but I doubt that I do that. Yeah. I think that's dead component, so let's delete that. I'm not even sure what I planned with that. But yeah, that one for sure needs, those three basically need to come. So we do cube component OCD. Okay, the cube is actually kinda empty. The plane actually as well, because I think those are just flags basically. Well, that one has a radius, yeah, I guess. I mean the plane. Yeah, that's all a little sus, I guess. I'm not sure, but I think it should work like that. Oops. Do think that one dies as well. Oh, holy. Sorry for that. And then and that one is dead. Okay. I think famous last words. That should work. Thank you. Onyx component definition. Was the idea. Is it the best name? Probably not. But yeah, it's what I kind of came up with. Wait, did it still have? If we are listing cool, what would that stand for? Or just for like? Ah, I mean, But for what? For all fire types or just for that? I'm not sure. I mean, I don't mind it. It's not really specifying what it is, but that doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. But actually, yeah, that you're onto something. That is actually not such a bad, not pun. I mean, kinda. So I think I delete this, and I delete that whole folder. I think, right? Do I even need? What did I just do? Oh yeah, but I don't need those anymore. I think I can delete that. Risky. Source definitions editor. Okay, maybe not so risky because I think they were not used anymore. Yeah, maybe, but I'm not sure. Currently I have a couple of file extensions for different types. So for example, the materials are called O material for Onyx material. Again, a shitty name. But most of the stuff have an O in front, so that's why the O shader for the shader files and stuff like that. Maybe you're onto something. Maybe I change that eventually. Didn't really think about that. Kind of, not pun, but I mean, yeah, I don't know how to say it. Nice. Okay. I'm not sure if you should be able to add them manually though, to be honest. Maybe they are runtime only actually. And now the easy part is that's super easy to add, right? It's because we just go sphere, OCD, runtime only, and that's it. And suddenly you cannot add them anymore to the entity in the grid. At least that's the plan. Let's hope that works. Yep. Nice. Man, it's almost too nice if the code gen works. It's actually amazing. Okay, cool. So I guess I will submit that whole of a mess that I again accrued here. Because it's actually, again, well, this one we can stage alone. Fixed git branch. Okay, we can commit that. Yeah. I mean, those are probably why this one we for sure don't. Which one is that? Editor dependency on Onyx UI makes sense, I would say. This is all component stuff, game core stuff. Yeah, I think that all is just one big change list, more or less. Maybe I split that. So maybe stage that. Okay. Whatever. Oh yeah, let's do swap chain stuff, which is fine. Yeah, I think all of that is perfectly fine. Not sure if... Oh yeah, we have this as well, which is a fun one. Future me. That's a future me problem. And then that is volume stuff again. So I think... I mean, it will probably not work, but... Fixed chain validation error. Okay, and then this is fixing Onyx code chain to depend on the right targets. And then the rest is basically stage moved remaining engine components to ECS components. Always sounds so wrong because ECS already has the component in it, right? It's an entity component system, and then again components sounds kind of weird, but yeah. Moved remaining engine ECS components to code generation. Alright. Push. We're in the finishing touches here. Do I have changes here? Probably, right? Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily... I think in this case it's not necessarily move. I don't think it does a move, to be honest. I think it just is a perfect forwarded reference, I think. So it takes it by const ref or ref depending on whatever is stored in the tuple. I don't think it does a move. Is that structured binding? Is that what it's called? I don't think it does, as I said, move, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, exactly. It performs a perfect forward. So the ref is really just take whatever you kinda get. Because yeah, exactly. With the if it's a const thing, you need like this, right? You need to write const auto ref to make or deref or like get the value out, but you can as well write auto ref and it will work, whereas auto ref doesn't because you cannot bind the const to a ref. So it's unfortunately again something that like C++ has like two meanings for the end. It's an R value reference, or in some contexts it's a perfect forwarding thing because a move is considered like nicer to forward, right? So I guess that's where it comes from. Yeah, I'm not sure. The tuple should be fine. You should be able to access it still. There is no move happening there, as far as I know. It's the fun times of C++. Okay. Right. So now with all of that out of the way, we should be able to start. Well, let's close all, I guess. It doesn't really matter. And when we start, we should be fine. We shouldn't have any validation errors. We should just start right away. Why do I get a notification from YouTube that I'm live? Thank you, I know. Alright. So that, well, actually, sorry, I wanted to test. Okay, so here, no validation errors, and this one, I'm not sure. That might be as well interesting to look into. I don't know. Oh, where is that coming from actually? Which asset am I trying to load that fails? Asset ID 0. Ah. Okay. I guess. We only load it if it's valid, I guess. Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. Let's submit that as well quickly. Removed load invalid Local database. Or guarded. Alright, so let's then finally get to the validation errors. And we have to fix them one by one. Well, maybe we fix a couple of them because it's all in the render graph, so we might be fixing a couple of them at once. Okay. First one. The descriptor set cluster ABBs is being used in the dispatch but has never been updated. Okay. And then we have a couple of as well. Validation errors for color attachment. Sky storage and sky view. Is that not? Well, I guess we could do a debug user messenger breakpoint, I guess. All right. Or this actually. Do I have? Okay, never mind. But here I think I don't have. Probably don't have a lot of info here anymore, right? What kind of node are you? Node ID 10. I guess what I could try. Node ID 10. That would be the 10th node here, but 1, 2. Nah, there must be a better way. Why is the debug name empty? Hey, Marmalade. I guess I'm not be able to find it like that. That's what why not a thing. Sad. Oh wait, 5010. It's this one, right? BA 5010 B2880. Where? Okay, it's not quite that one. Or maybe I copied wrong, I don't know. Might be the static mesh. Past them. But then what is the error actually? Sky storage. It should be in attachment Optimer. Terminate. Sky storage is expected to be in Optimer. Yes, it's okay. One thing before we let's look at the render graph as well. Oops. Data. This one. Ah, we get the sky actually in. But shouldn't I be transitioning that? It says that the sky storage layout read only Optimer, but it wants it as attachment Optimer. I think that actually makes, hold on, that makes actually some sort of sense. But shouldn't you be coming in here? The attachment infos. Yeah, shouldn't that be a thing? Hold on, what again? Where does the sky storage go? One last time. And the graph. That's interesting as well. Why do I get a validation here? But okay. Static mesh path. And that should be an attachment. Okay. Yeah. Shouldn't you be done fine? Shouldn't you be here? Wait, input attachment read. That's not what it wants, right? It wanted input attachment. I don't know. Or maybe that's fine. Is this maybe? New layout. Layout read only optimal. But I think it should be attachment optimal. Is that less errors now? At least the sky is gone, yeah. Okay. I think I still need to actually add some image stuff here. Attachment optimal, and we will add more on the fly. And this one, image layout. Then we command buffer Vulkan. And then to Attachment optimer. Okay, so that will probably fail now in a couple of cases where we need to fix the transition. Oh, what? It fails first because I did it wrong. Oh, image layout. Or we could do undefined, I guess, but in this case, that one is fine, right? Or yeah, no, that's fine. Actually, I want to again using enum image layout. That's kind of nice, actually. I really like that. I don't think so. I think you always need image layout. Which new that would be an interesting new feature. If you can show me, I would gladly implement that, but I doubt that's the case. But if there is, please send it my way. Because that I would really appreciate. So, where is it here? Percent, okay. I mean, I assume maybe the new graphics graph or like, yeah, I mean, they have a render graph kind of thing, but I think it only works on AMD. Okay. That's interesting. From when is that? 2025 June. Is it in the standard already? Like, okay. That is interesting. I mean, that would make a whole lot of things easier. I think it seems like you still need to do the transition to percent, but all the others are gone, or what? Mostly. EK image layout general. I implemented my own abstraction for now. Let me open this here. Right, that works great. So I guess let's try that. I mean, there's nothing lost with that. And why not? If it makes this thing easier, why not? Graphics API Vulkan. So I guess it's one of those extensions here, right? Probably. Kinda, yeah. Is it in 1.3? It's not robust image access, I guess. No, that's fair. We will try it now. Yeah, so image initialization or presentation. Okay. So I guess with that one, what you do is there is no example, but guess I do this one here into the device extensions, I guess, and hope that it's supported. Let's see. Oh well, yeah, of course, that doesn't really work. We still need to that is 2%, so image layout. I still do the rest of the stuff though. Oh yeah. Because I mean, if it's not supported, I might still want to have a fallback. can I kill that? I'm not sure where that was used, but let's try to clear that for now. And present here. But yeah, if that works, that would be nice. Oh, that's none. That's probably none as well. Or actually layout general, never mind. Which is exactly the one we need for the other stuff. Okay. Oh wait, what is that? Why is... Update data. Oh, okay. So it was used here, I see. Oh wait, then that was not what I wanted. Well, whatever. Transfer test optimer. And then access. What was the access? Transfer right bit, okay. I guess it could be quite obvious, but transfer right bit. 496, so that's probably one shifted by 12. Yeah. Hey. All right. Shouldn't that be fine now? Yeah. And then layout transfer source optimer. And transfer read. So I'm wondering if there is probably a better way to do that, but whatever. I mean, that definitely is. I think transfer read was before it, right? So I would assume read was 11. Yep, perfect. And then for the whole thing again. It's basically this again. Just for the different. And then here, that one is shader read. Let's do it in general, actually. Why not? Here. I mean, if that works with that extension, then you might have made my day way shorter than expected. Only question is it supported on, but it seems to be supported by all major vendors, so that's maybe good enough for me. One that is, I think, image layout, attachment optimal, I think. And I think I could do the same here, but so that was, yeah, attachment optimal. And then depth stencil attachment optimal 3. So the thing is, maybe actually what I could do is smartly do that here. Image layout, new layout. Well, actually, we could do just new layout right now. If format. Yeah, exactly. Well, let's actually do VK old layout, VK new layout. Attachment optimer. Depth stencil attachment optimal, I guess. The only question is that good enough? Maybe I need better check than that. Whatever, I think it's fine. But yeah. And then here, that one is to attachment optimer, and that is to shader read, probably, or something like. Oh, right, yeah, shader read only. Yeah. I guess we could always do that to optimer down, but I guess we can do read optimer. Okay. Hey, Cheaty Bobby. Hi. Will that build? Ah, it looks fine, I think. Well, quite almost fine. Be nice to have a better. Oh, here. Okay. Read Optimer. Where is that? On end frame for the final texture. I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense, but let's leave it for now. Attachment read. Oh yeah. Attachment Optimer, I think. We might still have one in the swap chain, maybe. Okay, no, never mind. I'm not sure. Okay, so I guess we are supporting that. So in that case, supports is unified image layout supported, I guess. Why would you not? Oh, because it's not saved and then it doesn't like that. Okay, and then we probably need a getter for that. Okay, and then I assume that I don't need that. Do I have the graphics API here? Yeah. Well, I guess we could do that all inside here, right? Don't I have the API here? Yeah, if maybe just swallow it for now here. Well, and if new layout is not present or general, I guess. If that is the case, we still do it. Let's see. Might horribly fail. Well, we get a bunch of validation errors. Oh, but that might be because I didn't put them in the right attachment state. The swap chain image. Oh wait, if the new layout is not present and not general, right? Then we skip it. If it's either of them, then we don't. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But then we still have a bunch of errors here. But is that validation for image layout or is that validation for... No, it seems like... Well, there is one or two here. Transmittance storage. Transmittance storage, okay. I guess graphics API. Ah, is it graphics API? No, maybe it's graphics. No, it's probably render graph, right? When we create an attachment. Exactly, we create the texture here. The question is, do I want to instantly when we create the texture, do I set initial layout undefined, I guess, which is fine, probably. Maybe here I transition it to general. Or can I actually just do that all the time, maybe? Oh, but it still needs to have the access thing, right? So yeah, I'm not sure if that helps actually. But the transmittance storage is weird. And that one is as well interesting. U-view constants. Where do we use that? It would be so nice if my pipelines would have names again. Can I add that? It's a good question if I can add that again. Render graph task, probably. What is that? Why is it even here? How did I submit that? Why did I submit that? Sometimes I'm surprised by my own weirdness. But that gives it a shader. Yeah, I think it would be nice if we somehow can get something from the shader here. Right, so that it but I guess the asset doesn't have anything. But we could maybe the asset handle will be we could make it that the asset handle that we have now stores the path as well in debug. And then we have something that we can name it. That we can use as a name basically. That would be quite nice because then we would have names here. I mean, that's still weird. Why is the image layout attachment optimal? I mean, I guess it's because of the thing that I did there. This transition layout probably. Well, the command buffer. I guess removing that makes it a little bit more sane, I guess. Because there I have 0 now. And then this... Are those just descriptor warnings or layout warnings? Yeah, the descriptor. Okay, so we still have something about the transmittance storage and the font render target. And still a couple of validation stuff with the descriptor bindings. Okay. So the descriptor bindings are a bit odd. I actually would want to have a debugger here. Although, will it tell me something? Probably not. Few constants. That's bizarre. I don't think I'm using Let's go to the shaders and see what we do there. Maybe there is something that I do. Shaders. So that uses bindless. Doesn't use any view constants. That one uses view constants. And we probably... yeah, probably don't bind them anymore, right? Actually, now that I think about it, render graph task. Fine. You know, we do bind buffers. Now that's still weird, because I do think, well, I think we should have... where would that be? Wait. Oh, it's in the dispatch? Or that changes a couple of things. Cluster ABB. Create light clusters. But shouldn't you have rendered? Wait, do we not do that pre-render? Do we not? Find the resources here? Okay, where do we do that? What? Begin frame. Okay. But then that should be happening, right? It should be here. Oh, but only if it's an input pin, and it might not be. Hold on, it might create light clusters. That might be it. Wait a second. Render graph, open. Oops. So where is create? Yeah, it's not an input pin, so then, because it's not an, well, but it's an output pin, so it should have went in here. Weird. Could it be that no, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I actually added the begin frame, right? Where is it? Yeah. And that is only happening then at end frame we set it back. And that's about it. Has begun frame. Oh wait, this is where the is valid. Is that good enough? Oh, maybe it is. Should be. Should be good enough. That one is a bit weird. Not quite sure why it's sometimes happening, but not all the time. Looks like a race condition to me. But then most of the descriptor sets have that. We definitely do something wrong. So we have the issue image layout attachment optimer. So that one is as well. We have transmittance storage. Wants to be in attachment optimer, but is shade or read optimer. That one should be somewhere here-ish. So I guess it enters here for some reason. Transmittance storage. Where does it... Wait, where do we use that? Maybe that's a problem. In like the node graph actually. So the transmittance comes here. And it's probably this one or this one. So the sky or the multiple scattering. Ah. Is that? Oh, multiple scattering task. Yeah, probably. One of them is probably not marked as. How do we actually exactly do that again? It's so ugly what we currently do with that. It's in the M input attachment infos. It's really not the best. Yeah, I kinda like that. I think it has to be like that. It might not be exactly the. I mean, we might still need it in. Which one was it? No, not this one. Here. Probably. That should have. It should have done it, but I guess it doesn't. Oh, maybe here as well. Okay, maybe not. But shouldn't you? Transition that now? The correct resource? Ah, I hate this. Shouldn't this be happening now? Transmitting storage. Let's actually add a breakpoint here when it happens. Okay, that's the descriptor set. Can I somehow make this nicer to read? I don't know. Okay, that's the view constants one. Transmitting storage, yes. So where the hell are you? Begin frame. Wait, what? Hold on, what? Oh, that's suddenly the different. What? Okay, that's very bizarre. Where does it come from? Hi? Oh, what? Is that in the... No. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Oh, unless it's a... Okay, no, I have no idea where that comes from. Why would it be like that? The core stack was completely off. That's a first. Yeah, I think I need to definitely let's first. That will make a couple of things easier. Let's try to fix the naming of the pipelines because we have all those pipeline errors and it makes it pretty much impossible to know. So I think what I would want to probably do is asset handle. Or maybe actually asset ID. And here if okay. We're done. Then I do it like that. Okay. And then what I could do is, well, string view, string, it doesn't really matter. Let's return a string view. Okay. And then we go to pipeline CPP. We go to create pipeline. Where is the debug thing? Okay. Isn't that a set debug name or something like that? But did I not have that in Vulkan or something like that? I thought I had that asset resource name. M device or M API get device handle BK object type. That is a VK pipeline. Okay, how does it work? Where is it used? Oh, okay. Pipeline. Shader get ID. Oh, where? Okay. Wait. Oh. And then the same we do here. I guess we could just forward the asset as well to the create pipeline. Maybe maybe I do that, but let's first see if it works. That at least should give us now a very long name, I guess, but that's fine. Perfect. Whatever. Do we have pipeline names now? We don't have pipeline names. Why? Shouldn't you have set that correctly? Yeah. And then we set the resource name here. Oh god, what happened? What? How did I break that? Okay. And this is the name. I mean, shouldn't that work then? Very sad. Oh, but that's maybe it's a pipeline that doesn't have that. But which? I guess we could test that, right? Although, would there be a pipeline without a name? I don't think so. That's very weird. All of those errors are very, very bizarre. There's something going on that I don't quite understand yet with our pipeline. Well, and all those errors only came up since I upgraded to 1.4. 1.3, all of those were not validation errors, which, I mean, again, doesn't make them not validation errors. They're there for a reason, but it's very weird. And this one I really don't understand. Font render target. Which one is that actually? Font render target. Do I even use that? I mean, maybe. Okay, but then what is the problem with font render target? Yeah. But where is that VKQ submit? Do it here. That's the end frame, I guess. Oh, that's the end frame. So we have it here as well. End frame. And that's an instant submit buffer. Do we use that for those? I don't think we do, but maybe. Let's see, let's put a breakpoint here. I think we only used it one time though. Because I don't think that's used. Except for the imguid thing. What happened? Why does it break with that breakpoint? What? Okay, so that one doesn't trigger anymore, and that one doesn't trigger anymore. Yeah, so stop it. But then shouldn't that be happening? Shouldn't I transition the image before? Because even if the font storage won't render target, even if that one gets created, shouldn't that be transitioning before it's used? And it's like 2 of them. The transmittance and the font render target. Which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, because I do call a render graph transition there. That one should transition it. Or this one. I guess this one. Can I do... Why does that never work? Okay. If output info name that should work, right? Let's see. Okay, it doesn't work. Is that empty? Oh, it's called output pin. Yeah, of course it is. Wait, but is it always called output pin? I don't believe that. But maybe it is. Well, that is unfortunate. Wait, but that is maybe problematic as well, then? Shouldn't? Shouldn't that be happening here? How come that's not entering here? Because it should happen for this one, right? Unless it's always... Where is that set? Ah, well, that was not what I wanted. Output info. That's not the same thing. Why did it not open it? God damn. Where was that now? Why did it not? God damn it, please. Visual assist. Oh, well, not visual assist, but... Can you please show me that? Okay. Alright. That's not really what I wanted, god damn it. Stupid me. I'm going to references. Get pin name. Yeah, shouldn't that be... That's probably wrong. Hold on. Is that wrong? Get pin name. So, resource info name. But then I guess that would be card, right? What is it called? On render task. I am losing it today. Not here? Where is it then? Next render task, of course. So we do call that probably. Yeah. And that is resource info name. And that's render graph resource, so maybe that's not the same? That's for some reason not the same? Or are you not an attachment? For whatever reason. Then this would be the bug. Transmittance. Font render target. Oh, okay, it's only font render target, not font render target storage. Okay. Resource render graph type invalid. Great, that is really good. Well, that explains maybe something. Thank you. I guess we're not setting the target correctly. Then the question is why? Where was that with the pin name? I find all references. I guess if our output info, or if we're not external, I guess. Then I would say in this case, because we are a texture, info type what is the info again? Oh, here. I guess we are always an attachment because we're on an output, and an output always has to be an attachment in this case. I think that should be better. Well, that kind of broke, but I don't know why. And I don't know where it broke. Okay. Why does it break? What? What? What did I break now? How does it get in here? I guess it's because it's an attachment suddenly, but what is it? Graph node. Cool. Completely empty. Again. I definitely need to add some more debug info to those. Because it's not a buffer. Did you make this attachment run? What? I don't know what you mean. But why would that be a difference now? Before it was invalid, and now if it's external false. Let's see, where do we set that now? Well, I didn't really try it fully. I will try that later. I only enabled it, but I didn't try. Because I think, yeah, the layout is fine, but I still think the access is probably something that I still need to transition. For like memory barriers and write barriers and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if it helps too much. So output info, attachment, yeah. So why am I not allowed to set this here to attachment? Where is that used? Why is that a problem setting that? Okay. Yeah. Oh. Probably because here. But you know what? Let's not do that for now. I think it was this that caused it to fail. Yeah. So now the question is, do we have stereo transmittance? No. In font? No. Perfect. I think all the layout transitions are now gone. And now it's just the descriptor bindings, yeah. Okay. Good. Back to sanity a little bit. Although I will put a big to-do here. Because that's anyways something I plan to do. Maybe we do that in 06 because we have again... No, I don't. I don't. Clean up render graph resources. Resource and output infos both. And sanitized, I guess. Sanitized. Okay. Because that is probably not. I mean, I guess what we could do is set it to the type here. I think that doesn't really harm too much. Okay. Transmittance is not here, font render is not here, perfect. So now the only remaining issue is weird stuff with the descriptor sets. I'm not quite sure where they are coming from. Because it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I think it's always like that, right? I start and I always get the same validation errors. Yeah. So, why is the pipeline empty here? Can you tell me that at least? Because that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because I added the pipeline name. Which seems to not be a thing or whatever. Grid render graph. Okay, so it is the grid. It is the grid. Okay. But why? Shouldn't you have... Shouldn't you have input pins? Why do you have an input attachment info? Do I have to ask that? Probably not. But why? Better question is why? Oh god, I can't find that? God damn it. Okay, but grid render graph, no. Aren't you? Yeah, you're a one in, one out with a view constant. Question is, can I somehow make that now debuggable? Because the thing is, it does get the input attachment, right? Because I think if I find one, I think all of the other ones, all of the other validation errors will be gone. I think they are all somehow linked together. So grid. You get the view constants here. And then you should be finding them. I guess what we could do is... Yes, we could do here protect, well, let's do a public one for now, it doesn't really matter. And then grid task. Okay. And then we go back to render graph task. And wherever we have the bind resources. Over. In that case, I need to move it here. And then bind resources. I mean, probably at this point, do I have a... I think I might add that actually. An Onyx breakpoint. Instead of always adding logs. Cleaner because you cannot forget them as well at the end. Oops. Probably something very stupid. Oh wait, we already got the well, that's the dispatch. Who cares about that, right? So we have an input. We are connected. Wait, what? Did we not? Did we not break in? Did we not step in there or what? Am I stupid? What? Okay. Why does it step over in this case? Or it's like Visual Assist that's weird. Visual Studio Code that's weird. Okay, no, it's definitely behaving weird. Bind. Okay, let's probably step through individually, probably. I don't know. Hello. Please start. Thank you. Okay. Binding name. Okay. Now we go in here. Okay. The iterator is empty. Okay. So we do the pending descriptor right. Yeah. Okay. Now we begin frame. And then we should be updating that descriptor set. Or am I stupid? That all looks fine. I'm lost again. Okay, begin frame, bind resources, and then in either bind? I think in bind shader effect. Bind descriptor sets. Oh, but that's not an update. Wait, are we not updating the descriptor sets anymore? Did I remove that eventually somewhere by accident? Where is that card? Oh no, it is here. Pre-draw. If the descriptor sets are empty. No, find reference. Redraw. I think that is always, yeah, before the draw. So I guess I could have a breakpoint here and see what happens. Okay, and then we go in here, we go in here. Why does it have a... Why does it have... Wait, why did it have an ending descriptor set of 0? Hold on, that didn't look right. So we get the descriptor set for the frame index and the descriptor set index. Actually, no, that is maybe fine. Never mind. We basically go in here. Oh, God damn it. That one has a one update pending, right? Oh, but... Oh, I see, I think. We cannot... I think we have to update them before. I think that's too late. That's what's probably the issue. Because we bound the descriptor set already and then we updated afterwards, which probably is what it doesn't really like. I never worked for EA. I worked for Ubisoft. Now I'm at a smaller company, but still I still work for AAA studios. But it's a smaller company that does co-development. So I work for this company now. So we have we work with like those companies basically together. IO, Remedy, Machine Games, which is the new Indiana Jones, for example. CI Games, which is Lords of the Fallen, and in the past they did some stuff with Ubisoft, but currently not. It's mipumi.com. It's an Austrian company focused on co-development. So I guess yeah, okay, it's really okay, yeah. That is the thing. It complains that I'm updating them after the fact that it's already and that one is as well from the resize, I think, which is fine. I don't care about that one currently. Okay, I think I will call it a day. Maybe I don't fix those necessarily, because I want to rewrite some part of the frame, like render graph anyways. But now I will think about it. Maybe we fix them tomorrow. I will definitely do a test tomorrow already on the other machine if 05 is fine to be released as is. Co-development, co-development, but we do all sort of things. So we as well do engine work from time to time depending on what the client needs. But yeah, we are very integrated into the teams. We are basically an extension to the normal development team, just that we are working for a different company. They hire us most of the time for the full duration of a project. Yeah. And we help out in various disciplines. From gameplay programming to graphics programming to engine programming, we cover quite a lot. And some art as well from time to time. We have artists as well and designers. Yeah. Okay. I will clean up everything I have, and then tomorrow I will be back, and either we look at the remaining validation errors, but to be honest, my motivation to fix them currently is very low, especially because they are in parts that I actually don't like anyways how they are implemented, so probably they will change. So might as well fix them then. We could actually think about moving those to 06 then. Let me quickly check my Blackboard. Yeah, I think it could fit in 06. We don't need to delay 05 with that crap for now. So maybe we start tomorrow 06 right away. So I will test 05 before coming live, before going live, and release it. I still need to finish off the patch notes, but they are more or less done. Or release notes, patch notes. And Yeah, then let's go to 06, which will be quite interesting because we will do a bunch of things. I think 06 might end up a little bit bigger again. 05 was quite small in the scope intentionally because 04 took forever, as you can see. 04 took like what, 4 months, 5 months, something like that. But it was by far the biggest change, I would say. 05 was a lot of change, but mostly moving code here and there, like refactoring how the engine is subdivided, but not really any code changes, I would say. Actually, yeah, I need to adjust that here because there is one more big feature coming in 05, but it's fine. And yeah, then 06, let's try. I'm not sure if we start off with the physics right away or we do some editor and debug improvements first. Maybe we start off with the editor stuff, because I think that would probably be smaller and more self-contained and like faster to finish off. And then the physics would be the biggest chunk, I guess, with all the terrain stuff. And I need to find an ETA for that. I have actually no idea when that will be finished, but hopefully not another 5 months. But let's see. Anyways, thank you for joining. We are done with 05, I would say, officially. Is Linux fully supported? Not really, but I never planned to have it fully done. But it's running because, yeah, I am on Linux and we can run the engine and it somewhat works. The rest we will fix now in 06 because I think I will stick working on Linux. So Windows will actually be only test at the end now, when a version is finished, and not the main platform anymore for now. But let's see. Oh wait, there was one thing. Maybe we do that before I go, because this I don't like. That's a color attribute and it should behave like a color attribute. So I wanted to change that. So let's do that before we end off. For that, I think there's 2 ways how I could handle that. And I'm not sure which one I prefer. But I think... oh shit. I think it will be the second one, which is we basically get this. We rename that to color editor. Allowed types, basically anything, I would say. I mean, technically only let's actually limit it to vector 3. What is it actually? Oh, I need water. Be right back. All right. Better. I say, and still have something in my throat. Where did I want to go? Oh yeah, the directional light component. It's a vector 332. Okay, I guess. Oops. Oh, god damn it. Send her. So I guess we only support that type for now. Well, it could be a vector 3 or a vector 4, I guess. I guess if we have alpha, right? That would be the idea. If we have alpha, then it would be that. And then that is all useless, I would say. I don't think I want to support. Oops, I don't think I want to support any min-max for that. Don't want to support that. The only thing is what we do as draw color property, I think, without that at the end. And I think that's it, to be honest. Let's see if it works. So that was the easy part. Let's see if I now go to directional light. I think I don't need that, I can just have this, right? I think. Does that work? Draw color property. I mean, maybe that actually worked. What? Controls. How did I break that? I thought that... Wait, why would that be a thing? Transform component, that doesn't look right. Why would you be a color property? Hold on. What? How the... Yeah, but default editor is still this one, so... So for the field, we reset that get editor, yeah. If we have a custom editor attribute, then we do it. Okay. So far so good. But even then, are they in the same space? Oh yeah, they are. Or wait. Oh yeah, they are in the but still. Okay, so maybe it's in the parser that's doing it wrong. Attributes. But I mean, they are cleared. Okay, time to debug. Why and how and why? Okay. Okay. Perfect. Color editor, why? Okay. If you want to, I can live with that. But I think I have the feeling that because it matches the type. Is it because it matches the type? Yeah. I think. Hold on. Maybe the editor has this, then maybe it shouldn't match, right? Field editors where Is that the thing? Is get custom attribute C# function? Looks like it. Is there a has attribute? I guess we could as well just check. If that is not null, then we continue, then we return false. If it's ignore name, editors. Well, actually, in this case, maybe it would make sense to remove that, but yeah, whatever. Let's see if that fixes it. That should be going back to draw property, hopefully. Okay, maybe not. Find the light spot light. So that should now repair, hopefully. Okay. Might work now. Again. Yes. And now if I add a light. That's not how I would have imagined it. Red, green, blue. I mean, it kinda works, but why is it not the way I would have wanted it to work? Is it the color edit for? Is it this one that I need to do? Probably. No, there should be. Or was there a button and I'm just blind? That might be as well it. Oh yeah, there's. Beautiful. Okay, nice. So we got that working again. Beautiful. Alright, with that I will call it a day. Now we have the fully functional editor again. And everything is moved to the code generator. There is still probably a bunch of bugs and it's probably not fully functional, but I think we are good to go. For this release at least. And then let's see where we go next. Well, we know where we're going next, physics. But yeah. Physics and editor stuff. Probably kicking off with editor things, because I think that some changes to the editor will make the physics part maybe simpler. But we will start with that tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining. I am very motivated for tomorrow, getting some editor stuff done. I have a couple of ideas for smaller things and then one bigger editor feature, and then we go to physics and terrain generation again. Thank you very much for joining as usual. Yeah, tomorrow 2:30 we will be back, and hopefully with a new version already on Git submitted, but I think I will be able to do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a nice rest of your evening. See you tomorrow. Take care.